for integration of the spinal Perez. This reflex is connected to core strength, postural stability, the ability to have that movement in the core that allows you to walk. If you have troubles here, you might have bedwetting, difficulties feeling when you need to go, difficulties tolerating touch. Okay, to test, you do a stroke with your middle finger over the spine. You can use your hand here lightly just to stabilize yourself. Now what you'll see is wiggling, movement in the legs if this reflex is active, ticklishness, sometimes a kid will even pop up, or an adult. So to integrate it passively, you have your hand here, and you're going to use a little bit more pressure, just enough to feel safe. And if you find a place where somebody is wiggling, you slow down. Now, right at the shoulder blades, you stop, tilt your fingers in so that your pinkies are coming up a little bit, lean in and give a stretch. Hold for 7 seconds. Repeat 3 to 4 times. And for some people, this is really soothing. So you can even repeat 7 to 14 times. If you have someone who's positioned with their legs and their feet are turned so that the heels are facing in, you want to reposition them so that the heels are facing out and you're in a slight internal rotation. That's because in the motor piece of this, we want the hips to be able to tilt anteriorly, and when the hips tilt anteriorly, then the knees will rotate towards each other just slightly. Another passive integration technique is to put your hand on the bottom of the spine, tilt it a little bit, and just push in gently here. And we're activating the movement of the sacrum. Whenever you push into a system, there's a little bit of a push back. This is a passive integration technique. Most kids seem to be able to handle a tilt forward when you ask them to. So if you tilt your hips up this way and just move into my hand, go ahead and do that. Good. Perfect. And you can do that and then hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's starting to get into the motor activation piece, and you can do that 3 to 5 times. And we're starting to teach the body the motor pattern, which is how to separate that there's a hip and there's an upper body, and that those can move separately and not all in one chunk. The portion of the motor piece that we don't ask kids to do unless they can do this part is to bring this in, the arms in like so, and then go ahead and both tilt with your hip and then move up into my hand here too. So lift up with your upper body and tilt. Ready, set, go, lift up. Good. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Relax. And because this is kind of a complex pattern for a lot of kids to get, if you don't feel like they're moving a lot from their core and they're just moving like their upper neck, they're just lifting from their head, they're not using their arms at all, you can give some deep pressure into the arms. Once in a while you can cue them to use their arms, and I've also seen just putting a hand in front of the chest and helping them lift up so it looks kind of like this. Try it again. Again, just the passive stimulation is what you'll be doing for a lot of your kids that you're going to be working with. So lift up. Good. Nice tilt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. All right, that's much better. And then in more advanced stages, I won't have you do this unless I specifically tell you, is that you will have activation of different parts. So there's, what we were doing was like this I shape, then you can look at a V shape from the sacrum to the shoulder blades, and you would do the same thing where you'd have them tilt and lift just one shoulder, the other shoulder. Then you can go to an X shape, and same thing, same concept. One thing that you can do in order to help connect those pieces of the body for the motor pattern and that nice dynamic core strength, and working with a little bit of integration, is that you can do the passive integration and do that shape. So make a V. You can go as slow as you need to. I'm moving a little bit fast. Lean in, tilt and stretch. So we might do this for a long time before we ever ask for the motor integration piece. Do several of those, and then to connect this part of the body. Eventually we want to be able to have the body be able to dissociate or to separate the different sides, right and left. And the muscles of the back. This should be soothing. It might be a good activity similar to our spinal galant activities, which is relaxing, alerting. You might be able to do them before school if they're not too relaxing, or do this and then do something that's a little bit more sitting up, alerting.